I did not pull the number on the thumbnail out of my just bear with me and I'll explain everything. I also am not a lawyer, so if anything seems wrong, that's because it probably is. Andy and Leyley introduced Nina to the box. She never leaves the box. Andy is pretty young, so he wouldn't do any jail time. So no, you're not going to prison. Fucking weirdo. This could possibly change Andy's sentence, as hiding the corpse indicates that he was fully conscious of his actions when killing. Ashley calls Julia multiple times, cussing her out and telling her to meet the creator. Apartment balconies are a part of the apartment owner's property, but they don't actually break. 1 year should do. No violence was involved in obtaining the money or the cleaver. A lot of violence was involved in cutting the cultist up. Andrew did not know that the cultist was alive, therefore the killing is manslaughter. Yes, it is. Well, at least you got that right. Delicious. Cannibalism itself isn't even mentioned in any laws, so you won't be charged extra for that. That's good, I guess. Ashley is innocent in this scene as she didn't ask Andrew to kill Malcolm. Although he didn't really have a choice, as if they didn't kill him, it would end up with him getting arrested. She is, however, accountable for stealing his keys. They enter and stay in the apartment room unauthorized even after the woman tells them to leave multiple times. They force the woman to call Dave over to the cultist room. Ashley does not directly kill Dave, but she immobilizes him by sacrificing his soul. I've seen some people say that Dave dies in the apartment fire, but it is more likely that he died of dehydration, which means that Ashley is accountable for his death. This scene is pretty confusing, so let me break it down for you. Ashley accuses Andrew of trying to hook up with the woman and killing her upon rejection. This would theoretically add rape and second-degree murder to his sentence. Andrew defends himself by saying that she tried to shoot him with the nail gun and that he had to kill her. But the nail gun stays in place the whole time. So did she try to nail him, or did he try to rail her? Well, later in episode 2 he clarifies that he killed her because he didn't want to leave any witnesses. Andrew chokes Ashley and threatens to kill her. His life expectancy is halved. Although he is allowed to stay later on, he isn't welcome at first and steals the keys to enter the Sex and Demon office. Obviously, dumbass. The killing of the assassin classifies as self-defense, as his intention was to kill them. Shooting the man is appropriate to the threat that he proposes. They are both accountable for illegal possession of a firearm. Even though it is their parents' house, they are entering without permission. Mrs. Graves finds them in a questionable position. Ashley points the gun at her and forces her down the basement. Andrew does roughly the same thing to his father. Not really. They proceed to tie them up and cut them to prepare for the ritual. The siblings force their mother into disabling her card's draw limit. They find out that their parents are alive after the sacrifice. Ashley kills them. This would count as first-degree murder, as their intention was to kill them using the demons all along. Having to resort to physical methods doesn't change the fact that the killing was planned. They get rid of the corpses by cutting them, washing teeth down the toilet, burning skin and flesh, making a delicious smoothie and cooking soup, which they partially eat and then throw out as organic waste. Anyways, now for the less notable crimes. Let's start with Julia. Crime number 1. Her bare existence is criminal offense punishable by death sentence. The Graves parents. They sell their kids to Toxie Soda for organ harvesting. Mrs. Graves admits to have known about Nina's murder and not tell the authorities. Malcolm and Dave. The Surgeon. The Surgeon is the main villain in the Coffin of Andy and Leyley. You would know this if you weren't looking at the lower right half of the screen all the time. Sorry, too personal? Oh, you were looking at the left side. There are some countries that have legalized euthanasia around the time that the game takes place, but in most cases, publicly advertising it is illegal due to ethical reasons. He kills 62 residents by starving them, having them shot, or burning them down in the apartment fire. Hitman. Okay, we know what they did. What does the police know? Them killing Nina was a while ago and their mother covered up for them, so they would get away with it anyway. The crimes committed in the apartment can be dismissed as it was burned down by Toxie Soda and therefore no evidence is available. So what can be traced back to them? If the neighbors were to report Mr. and Mrs. Graves missing, then the siblings would be the prime suspects. The fact that they have Mrs. Graves' card with a disabled draw limit doesn't make their defense any easier. These dumbasses also love to carry a stolen gun, cleaver, money, and a whole ass car with them. So the killing of the assassin and the theft of his car could be traced back to them. North European gun licensing around this time is pretty strict, especially for handguns that are not meant for hunting, like this revolver here. Since the gun belongs to a security guard, it is probably licensed and documented, which means that the police would be able to find out its origins if they were to arrest the siblings. And guess who immediately becomes the main suspect for arson and homicide? They are the only two survivors of an apartment fire, coincidentally have property of dead residents and security personnel with them, and carry a gun that also coincidentally has no ammo in it. Why should the family-friendly soda man be a mass murderer? There is so much evidence that indicates him going psycho, killing a few parasite-infected residents and the guards, and then burning down the whole apartment. Judging by the fact that the media is on Toxie Soda's side, it wouldn't be surprising if the court ruled in favor of them, blaming Andrew and Ashley for all the crimes committed by the company. This would change their sentences dramatically. They would be responsible for around 65 deaths. This includes all of the residents that presumably died in the fire and the guards that they killed. How did I come to this big number? 65 murders is 65 life sentences. The average lifespan in Europe is 70 years around this time. Now this is complete bullshit in legal terms, but I want a cool thumbnail, and I am a stinky YouTuber. So going by a realistic court case would only make their sentences worse. What could they do to avoid this? Option 1. They could KYS. In such situations, it is important to keep yourself safe. I doubt that Ashley will want to spend the rest of her life without Andrew. Episode 2 changed their relationship a lot. The idea of jumping off the balcony together might be more appealing now. Option 2. Leave the country. Immigration to America is pretty accessible, and with the money they got from their parents, they could probably pay someone to do the hard work for them. Option 3. Plead insanity. This would be a possibility for Ashley, as she really is mentally ill, but they kinda did kill everyone that could confirm her mental instability. Option 4. Demons. We know that Andrew and Ashley have a talent for summoning demons, so here's an unethical plan to avoid being imprisoned. Step 1. Survive till Christmas. Step 2. Kidnap a cultist. Step 3. Find a kindergarten or elementary school. Now I know what you're thinking, I'm not trying to find an excuse for them to kill little kids. It's just that kids have the purest souls, okay? It is scientifically proven, I think. Step 4. Kill all the teachers. Step 5. Tell the kids to roleplay as Christmas trees. Step 6. Use the teacher's blood to make a big sacrificial circle. Tell the kids that it is ketchup or something. Just keep them calm. You can maybe even get them to do it for you. Kids love painting. Step 7. Get sacrificing. You should have around 4 hours to get as many souls as possible. Step 8. Hand the cultist a knife and put the receipt of the Christmas lights in his pocket. Give him sleeping pills. The cops will take him as the main suspect. Step 9. Make deals with the demon to maintain your freedom. Step 10. Repeat the same process with kindergartens, nursing homes, orphanages, and homeless shelters when required. I know, I am a fucking genius. Now that your morality has been depleted, I have an offer for you. Join the Discord server in the pinned comment if you want insights on a voiceover mod for the Coffin of Andy and Leyley. And for you degenerates out there also is a Sweet Home Alabama mod being worked on. Let me know in the comments if you think I got anything wrong, and maybe leave a video idea if you're feeling generous.